You know that feeling? You have this amazing idea, a design that's just living on your computer screen. But how do you actually make it? How do you turn those pixels into a real, physical object you can hold in your hand? Well, that is exactly the journey we're going on today.
So, how does an idea become a real object? It really all boils down to one crucial thing: finding the right manufacturing partner. I want you to think of it as a quest. Your mission is to find that perfect ally who can bring your creation to life.
And let me tell you, this quest is absolutely critical. The partner you pick, they literally shape the success of your entire project, from the very first prototype all the way to the final product. So, where on earth do we even begin?
Well, every great quest starts with a detailed map. And in this case, that map, it starts with you. Before you even think about looking for a partner, you've got to have a crystal clear blueprint of your own project. It just makes sense, right? You can't ask someone to build something if you don't know exactly what you need.
So this is your project's core, your blueprint. First up, materials and tolerances. Are we talking aluminum, steel, some kind of fancy plastic? And just how precise does it need to be? That's your tolerance. Then you've got complexity and volume. How intricate is this part and how many are you making? A one-off prototype is a whole different ballgame than a run of 10,000. And finally, deadlines. You have to set clear delivery dates from the get-go. Super, super important.
So when we talk about tolerance, just how precise are we getting? Well, it's basically the teeny tiny amount of wiggle room allowed in a part's size. For a lot of standard CNC work, we're looking at plus or minus 0.005 of an inch. Now, to give you some perspective, a single human hair is about 0.003 of an inch thick. Yeah, we're talking about a level of precision that's just mind-boggling, and it's what guarantees every single part fits and works perfectly.
And you know, this is where a great partner really proves their worth. They'll give you feedback on what the industry calls design for manufacturability, or DFM. It sounds complex, but it can be simple stuff, like suggesting a rounded internal corner instead of a sharp one, just because the cutting tool can make it way faster. These little tweaks, they can seriously slash your production time and, get this, cut your costs by up to 30%. That's huge! All right, so the big question: how long till you can actually hold your part? It really all comes down to volume. If you just need a quick prototype to test your design, you could have it in less than a week. But if you're talking low-volume production, say a few hundred parts, you're looking at more like a couple of weeks, maybe more. Just managing those expectations from the start is going to make your whole project launch go so much smoother.
Okay, so you've got your project blueprint. Your map is drawn. Now, the real quest begins. It's time to start looking at potential partners and really evaluating their tech and their talent.
And make no mistake, this industry is massive and super high-tech. We're talking about a global market projected to hit $115 billion. The pace of innovation is just relentless. So what does that mean for you? It means the best partners are the ones pouring money back into the latest and greatest technology. That's a huge green flag you should be looking for.
And here's exactly why that modern tech is such a big deal. When you compare modern CNC to older traditional machining, it's not even close. You get way higher precision, you get perfect consistencies, so part number 1 is identical to part number 10,000. And it's just so much more efficient. All that automation means fewer errors, less waste, and yeah, lower costs for you in the end.
But it's not just about the fancy machines. You've got to look for real expertise in the team itself. So what are the signs? Do they use crazy cool inspection tools like CMMs? A CMM is basically a robot arm that measures your part with microscopic accuracy. It's amazing. Or ask if they use something called statistical process control, SPC. That just means they're using data while they're making the parts to spot problems before they even happen. A team that does that, yeah, you can trust them.
Okay, this next step in our quest is a big one. It's completely non-negotiable. We're talking about quality assurance. This is the ultimate litmus test, where you verify that a potential partner is truly, deeply committed to quality. You know, I love this quote because it's so true. These certifications aren't just some papers in a file cabinet. They are a big public signal that says, hey, we follow the strictest international standards for everything we do. It's proof.
So which ones should you look for? Well, ISO 9001 is kind of the gold standard for quality management in general. But if you're in a specific industry, you'll need to see more. Making parts for an airplane or a drone, you absolutely need to see AS 9100. Building a medical device, like a surgical tool, then ISO 13485 is a must-have, no exceptions.
So what's the payoff for all this focus on quality?
What does it really get you? Well, it gets you a number that's almost unbelievable. When you have skilled people, modern machines, and tight quality control, the chance of an error plummets to less than 1%. Just think about that. On a run of 10,000 parts, that's fewer than 100 defects. It's about as close to perfect as you can possibly get.
All right, we've done a ton of homework, we have our blueprint, we've checked out their tech, we've verified their commitment to quality. Now we're at the final leg of our quest. It's time to actually make a decision and forge the partnership.
Here's a pro tip. Make a simple comparison chart. Seriously, it's so helpful. Just lay out your top contenders and weigh their strengths against each other. Maybe one provider has the absolute best machines but costs more. Is that what you need? Or maybe another one is amazing at small custom batches. This whole exercise is about matching your specific needs to their specific strengths. Now, when those quotes start rolling in, it's so tempting to just skip to the bottom line, right? But you've got to resist that urge. The lowest price is definitely not always the best value. What you want to see is a transparent, itemized quote. A great partner will break it all down for you: material costs, machine time, finishing services, everything. That transparency tells you you're dealing with a pro.
And of course, you've got to check their reputation, see what other people are saying. And here's something you might find surprising. The data shows that a whopping 65% of customers in this space rate their experience as "it rocks." That's pretty awesome. At the end of the day, past performance is one of the best clues you have, so dive into those customer reviews. And one last thing, and this is so important. Remember, this is a relationship. It's a partnership. The work doesn't just stop once you sign the quote. You need strong communication and a team that's responsive. The partners who keep you updated, who tackle problems head-on, those are the ones who hit their deadlines, deliver quality parts, and keep your project on track.
So there you have it. You've followed the map, you've found the perfect ally, and you've turned that digital idea into a real physical object. Your quest is complete. So, the only question left is, what will you build next?